Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Look Into It podcast. I'm your host, Renee. I just want to start off by saying you guys could be anywhere in these podcast streets, but you're here with me, and that's special. I hope that everybody has been prosperous since we last sat and talked, and everybody just keep hustling and motivating and keep grinding because you're getting closer to what you're working towards. All right, now. Let's chop up some game. It's been a hard couple weeks for the bed wenches. Like, seriously, we got Meghan Markle sitting up here making the walk of shame, and we got Stacey Dash up here pretending she was the negress who sat by the door. And are black people truly surprised at this? Seriously. Now, let's clear something up. A bed wench is a black woman who sleeps with white men. That's what they were called during slavery, bed wenches or belly warmers. So, I'm just using a historical term. Take that as you will. So, let's start off with y'all's bed wench symbol of hope. She's like the Superman symbol in the sky. You see her coming with her goofy ass balding white man, Meghan Markle. Now, we've all at least seen clips from the Oprah interview, and nobody should be surprised about none of the stuff that these people are saying to her or how she's being treated by these people. Understand this. The Windsor family or the royal family is simply royal because of how much they have exploited Africa and African people. That family has been in control of Europe, quote unquote, since the fall of Alhambra, and that was the last Moorish stronghold in Europe. That family is descended from Lord Buckingham, who was the child pedophile lover. Well, he was being molested by King David, and he loved King David, quote unquote, loved him so much that he built Buckingham Palace, which is where they live. So, I mean, there's a lot of really shisty stuff that goes on in that family, and racism is just simply the top of it. Let's look into another one of their non-white ancestors, Queen Charlotte, who the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina, was named after. And there's also say that she had something to do with Charlottesville in Virginia. At any rate, she had a Moorish mother and a European father. This woman, in her portraits, I was going to say photographs, but they didn't have cameras. The portraits, she's been extremely lightened up, and they've straightened her hair. So Meghan Markle isn't new to that, and even further back in that family, there was a full-blooded Moorish queen named Queen Sophia. So it's not like they don't have black ancestry, but they have bred it out of themselves. But as you can see, they all look like zombies now. So, and everybody who married is cousins, except for Camilla, but that bitch was too old to give Charles a baby to try to freshen up the gene pool. But that's a story for another day. So, but basically, Meghan Markle's job was simply to freshen up the gene pool with some African blood because it's been a few hundred years, so it's time for them to take their melanin shot. And I really don't buy it about them being concerned about what color baby, Archie was gonna be, because by the third generation, that child was gonna be white. Look at Meghan Markle. She's already mixed. She didn't get a black man. She got a white man, so that baby is 3/4 white, 1/4 African or black. So the baby was going to look white unless that baby was going to be a throwback. Their concern with Archie is the genes that he's going to carry for the next generation. Look at Vin Diesel. That man has been in Hollywood for umpteenth years denying his blackness, but he has a daughter who looked like me. Okay? He been Italian, he been all kind of Hispanic and everything but black. But you can clearly see that he black somewhere because of the child he made. Furthermore, there's a Portuguese painting that's called The Redemption of Ham. And that painting shows 3 generations, okay? There's a black grandmother who bedwenched, and she had a mulatto daughter who bedwenched, and there's a white child at the end of it, and the grandmother is praising that the child is white. So that's genetically how you breed out melanin. And that's also a prime example of colorism. Now, I see a lot of people going around screaming about how she needs protection and this, that, and the other. But they popped Princess Diana and she had protection. She running from the paparazzi. The paparazzi took pictures of this woman brushing her teeth in the morning. So ain't no way in hell she was running from the paparazzi. What happened was she was running around with that black Egyptian, Dodi Fayed, and she was allegedly pregnant, and Queen Elizabeth said, oh, hell no, this bitch got to go. So that's what that was about. And apparently that they have stripped Harry and Meghan of their royal title. Weren't they like a duke and duchess or something completely irrelevant? And they have cut them off financially, and Harry's sitting up here like they living on what his mother left him and this, that, and the other. Meghan's coming back to America with their hat in their hand, talking about they had to get protection from Tyler Perry and this, that, and the other. No, I'm supposed to feel bad for that bitch. I don't. Okay? You sat up here, you knew that this family had a history of racism. You fucking knew that. And you sat up here and you inspired many bad wenches to publicly shit on black community and black relationships, black love, and black men. And now you're coming with your hat in hand, being protected by a black man. Nah, baby, you got your white knight in shining armor. Go tell him to pawn some of that shit he got. And if you look closely, we're seeing the ripple effect of the royal tragedy. I didn't call it a royal wedding. I called it the royal tragedy. You're seeing the ripple effect of that in the media because you're seeing a lot of black women paired with white men in commercials. And so now, vicariously, every time a black woman gets with a white man, that nigga is a prince. Don't work like that. This is a little one-tooth hillbilly cracker who family hates you. And that's not how this shit gonna go. Okay? This motherfucker family tree goes straight up and down, ain't got no branches, and you sitting up here allowing yourself to be looked at funny. If you don't get your retarded ass up from around me. And now the royal family is putting out memos or bulletins about how recollections may vary about certain situations that have happened over the last few years in regards of race. But Harry, Meghan, and Archie are always going to be well-loved family members. And if that ain't the biggest crock of bull, if you guys have been looking in the media for the past few days, you see a bunch of pictures of, what's his name? The used to be handsome one, William. You see him walking around and he got Negroes following him in kente cloth dress shirts. And I'm like, if this motherfucker don't get... They're just trying to show that they not racist because they got Negroes around them. And the sad part is a bunch of you silly niggas is gonna fall for that. Just like y'all fell for that post-racial bullshit with Obama and now Meghan. Y'all sitting up here, somebody in the royal family look like me. Bitch, skin folk ain't kinfolk. And that's a lesson that a lot of black people need to learn. Now that brings us to our favorite clueless broad, Stacey Dash. If you guys remember, a couple years ago, she was bedwenching with a regular white man who lived on a golf course in a condo, not even a penthouse condo, like just a regular ass condo. and she got into it with her white man, and the white man's children beat her ass. That shit was funny. And now she in the news talking about how she got fired from Fox and this, that, and the other. And she's trying to call herself spilling tea about how racist it is over there at Fox News. She walking back hat in hand to Black Society like, "I nigger! I nigger!" But it's too late in the game, sweetheart. It's not spilling tea if the tea is cold. You can't spill iced tea. You can enjoy it, but you can't spill it. Or in my case, I'm enjoying watching her meltdown. Stacey Dash is a prime example of your services have been fulfilled. Goodbye. They didn't even send her out the door with a gold watch. They just gave her the boot. She getting a taste of the Omarosa side of the game, because y'all remember Omarosa got carried out the White House kicking and screaming, and she tried to come back with her hat in hand to Black Society talking about I's a nigger. But everybody already know Omarosa wasn't about shit, so they didn't really take her serious. And just like we know Stacey Dash ain't really hitting on nothing either, so we're not really taking her serious. Alright, so here's the thing with white supremacists and black women. There's two kinds of black women that white supremacists are going to prop up. The first one is going to be the entertainment factor. That's why Diamond and Silk can go get a job right now on the next white supremacist campaign circuit, because they were entertainment to them. They were two fat, sassy mammies. And that's the kind of shit that makes them laugh. They didn't really even have to say anything about the goodness of Donald Trump. They were simply there just to be sassy and be mammies. That was their sole purpose on that. And then you have the sexy Sapphire, and that's where Omarosa, Stacey Dash, and even Candace Owens comes into play with that, because they can articulate, and to white supremacist males, they aren't bad to look at. Now, the females, on the other hand, they don't like the Sapphires because they know that the white men desire them. So when you see mammies, you're usually going to see white women around them because they're not a threat to them sexually. But when you see Sapphires, you're going to see the white men foaming at the mouth trying to hear them and get close to them. Now, what both parties don't understand, what both parties don't understand is this: that money during that election cycle or during that speaking engagement, it comes quick, comes very fast, and usually the bag is pretty good, okay? But when they serve no more purpose, that little money dries up. They can't go out and get an extra biscuit or two at Popeyes because their little money starts getting funny. What they don't understand is this: when you ride like lightning, you're gonna crash like thunder. And that's why after the fall off, they always come back to Black Society trying to tell the secrets of whatever anti-black faction that they were formerly in. But usually when that comes into play, they already have no more credit in Black society, and for the most part, Black people have no interest in hearing what they got to say, because it's already known that whatever organization that they were in was decidedly anti-Black. So don't let their little tears and everything else that they try to come to you with move you, because see, they made their choice and now they have to live with it. Megan made her choice, Stacey made her choice, Omarosa made hers, and even Candace Owens has made hers. So at the end of the day, they gonna have to learn how to, put their hair up and square up, because we ain't got shit for them. Like I told you last week, you pal around with these people, you are inherently in danger. You have no idea what they have planned for you. And if you laying up with them, you in danger too. When you have sexual intercourse with somebody, you're at your most vulnerable. The quest for exotic sex has put a stop to many black movements, from the Moorish Empire to the Civil Rights Movement. But again, that's a pot of coffee story. But anyway, I'm about to get out of here, guys. If you guys have anything you want to say to me, hit me up on email at lookintoitpod21@gmail.com, or you guys can hit me up on Instagram at the real lookintoitpod. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Everybody, be safe, be prosperous, practice your situational awareness, and later days.